Hello everyone. Today I'm starting lesson 5.3 friction from your science learner book for grade 3 Cambridge book. We are going to learn about where friction happens and what it does. Measure friction on rough and smooth surfaces using a voltmeter. Let's start. Look at these slides. You can see different slides here. How are they different? Which do you think is best? What would the best slide in the world look like? Draw a picture of your idea. How could you make your slide really fast? So we can see here different slides, some with water, someone without water, but she's and someone using cushions, putting down. So what do you think? They're different, obviously. You can say one slide uses water, the other doesn't. The one slide sit on the mat, the children and other don't you can make your slide faster. How? By using the mat made of a slippery material of using water. Using water also makes more slippery the slide. But also if you put down the mat like this one, it's also make more slippery the slide. What is friction actually? When one object moves on another object, it make a force called friction. There are different kind, less friction or more friction. If there are less friction, so you can move easily. But if there are more friction, so it's make you slower. Your movement should be slow. So friction will happens when where the outside part of the object, the surface, pushes over the surface of the other object. In simple word, you're rubbing your hand. If you're rubbing your both hand, so there is friction between your both hands. The frictions pushes against the movement, so it slow down the moving objects. Gravity is pulling this girl down the slide. Obviously, when she's sitting there and just push little bit her body forward, and then after this it's going by itself because of gravity. Gravity is pulling this girl down the slide. Friction between the surface of her clothes and the surface of the slide slows her down. Okay, the more friction there is, the slower she will slide. If there is more friction between her clothes, her body, and this slide surface, so she can move downward slowly. But if there is less friction, she can move faster and faster. So sometimes we use the word grip to describe friction. A surface that has lots of friction has good grip and can be called a grippy surface. A surface that only has a little friction is called a slippery surface. For example, if you rub your hand, simple, so you can feel difficult. It's get warmer faster and difficult to rubbing. So put some oil on your hand, or put some soap or some or some kind of shampoo. Just put it little bit on your hand and then rub. So you feel your hand now slippery. Even you cannot catch other things. We can catch the things, different things, glass, cup, different things in our hand because of this friction. If my hand slippery, if I put some liquid in my hand, so what happened? I can catch anything? No, it's fallen down. My hand slippery then. After putting oil or after putting some kind of lubricant on my hand, I cannot even catch. It's slipped from my hand and it's fallen down. So it's slippery. Actually, when my hand it's clean and I'm catching the thing, I have my hand. It's it has a grip between my hand and the things. Okay, so between one surface to another surface, there is a grip, and I can catch easily a glass, a cup, or different things. But when my hand's slippery, the grip gone. Now it's slippery, there is less friction, and the things which I am catching, it's fallen down. So rub your hands together. Friction can make your hand warmer. Too much friction can burn your skin. Yes, you can feel warmer. What does friction do to moving objects? So in simple, you can say friction slow down moving object if there is or there are more frictions. So the things cannot move easily. But if there is less friction, then the thing moves object faster. So friction slow down moving object. Friction slow down moving object. Where does the friction happen between two surfaces? Between two surfaces touch. Okay, why do you move so fast on the water slide? On the water slide or the cloth. If you put the question down and you're sitting on it, also you can move fast. So why do you move so fast on the water slide? Actually, what happened? Water slide are faster. Why? Because the water means they are very little. There is very little friction. Actually, when you put the water, oil, water is maybe little bit more, but if you put oil, it's it's you can say more faster, and there is less friction. There is less friction, so you can move faster. Let's move to the next page. Which surface has the least friction? You can use different experiment on the floor and on the carpet. You can move your cycle or different other object, your car. Okay, and you can also use 4 meter. How much force required on the floor and on the carpet? So some force meters and object pull some different surfaces. Pull your object over different surfaces and choose a force meter to measure the friction. Try using a very smooth surface and a very rough surface. Very smooth surface like the floor without anything, without carpet, and rough surface like on the carpet. So predict which surface will have the least friction. Obviously on the carpet, on the rough surface. Think like a scientist. Two questions about friction. You will need a force meter, some masses, some objects, some water, some shoes or other objects, or to pull here you're not using any water or any kind of liquid or oil. So Zara and Arun have a new question about friction. What type of scientific inquiry can they do to find out the answer? research, pattern seeking, observing changes over time, peer testing, or identification and classification. Zara and Aaron can do a fear test to find out the answer. They will need to change one thing, measure one thing, and keep the rest the same. Measure one thing and keep the rest the same. Obviously, if you want to make a fair test, just all other things should be similar, and only one thing which you're measuring, it's little bit change. Other should be same. So, what is the thing they will change? What the thing they will change? Obviously, they are doing experiment about weight, so they just change the weight of the object. They are using different object with the object with different weights. So you can write here the weight of the object, the weight of the object. What is the thing they will measure? They will measure how much friction there is between the object and the surface. They will measure how much between the object and the surface, or you can say between two surfaces. This is an answer for second, little bit bigger. Question number three. What things will they need to keep the same to make the test fair? As I said before, if you want to make a fair test, you just change one thing and the other should be similar. So like this, you just change the weight of the things, other they're similar. So they will need it to be the same surface, make sure it is always dry, and use the same objects. They can use the same object while changing the weight of the object by adding extra masses and placing these on the top of the object as and they drag it along the surface. So that other thing should be similar, but the weight. So they put some masses on that weight on the object to increase or decrease the the weight of the object. Like this, we finish lesson 5.3. In the next video, we'll start unit 5.4. Did you find it easy to think of a question? Doing an investigation can sometimes make you think of a new question. What do you think this happened? Obviously, when you're doing experiment, there are a lot of questions in your mind. For example, if you're putting and dragging a thing or pulling your bike or your car on the floor, and if what happened if you pull it on the watery floor, or if you're pulling on the carpet, on the clean, and if you what happened if you put it on another surfaces. So there are different surfaces. For example, if you pull or push on the wood table or iron table, so different surfaces on the bed, So what happened? Which one is faster? Okay, different kind of surfaces you're pulling your or pushing your things. So different kinds of question it's coming in your mind about fractions. 5.4 in the next video. Bye bye.